it's tournament time on the boys' side. And starting lineups for both clubs will be introduced here momentarily. I want to welcome you to our broadcast here this evening. This is Bob Look. Back in the studio, John Stanley will be keeping tabs and scores. Chris Bowman will be located out at Iowa Grande High School. Give us some updates on the Iowa Grande Panthers and Wisconsin Heights game. We'll also have score updates on a bunch of games throughout the area. Just hang there with us. We'll have it all covered for you here tonight. Now, starting lineups here for Platteville being introduced as Jacob Rosemeyer, one of the starters, along with Dave Bergman, along with Jesse Baker. Also, you have David Quam as one of the starters, and also Corey Digman. So the starters is Rosemeyer, Bergman, Baker, Quam, and Digman for Platteville. And now the Dodgeville Dodgers being introduced. Senior Carl Reynolds, the first to being introduced to the crowd. He's quickly followed by Kevin McGraw, Jeremy Martin, and one of the wing positions, number 15, David Tews. And at the point guard position, number 20, Josh Culver. So the traditional starting five this year for the Dodgers will be Reynolds, McGraw, Martin, Tews, and Culver as we get set to get things underway here tonight. Glad you're with us, and hope you enjoy the broadcast this evening as much as we're going to enjoy bringing it to you this evening. I'll tell you, we got ourselves a good crowd here on hand for the game. Dodgers wearing their home white uniforms with the black numerals and the orange trim. Platteville coming out with the maroon shirts and pants and the white kind of silvery trim. As we're just about set to go here. And jumping center will be Baker for Platteville and the Dodgers. David Tews, and the Dodgers have the ball. And with it to start things off, they get it out on the right wing side to Reynolds. Back on top to Culver. Culver with the ball. Now to McGraw at the top. Here's Martin at the top. They swing it down right side to Culver. Culver looks inside to Reynolds, posting up down on the baseline. Now they shovel it back out high to McGraw. McGraw fakes his man up. Now to Tews. Baseline, puts up a tough shot inside. It's good. David Tews with the first 2 points in the game. There's 2-0 Dodgers with the lead. 7:30 remaining here in his first quarter. Backfield Hillman with the ball. It's David Quam. Drives all the way to the basket. Puts up a shot from 10 off the front iron. No good. Ball loose on the floor. Tews comes out there with it. Tews on the fly. Left wing he goes. He now goes baseline. Backs himself in. Little spin move. Puts up a tough shot. And he draws a foul on the way in. And the foul going to be called on to Hillman, because I believe the foul will be on Jacob Rosemeyer. So Tews will be going to line to shoot a pair of free throws. David Tews at the line. Dodgers junior. List him in the program at 6'3", and the first free throw hits the front of the rim, back the rim, and falls through. 3-0 lead for the Dodgers here in the early going. And Tews eyes up the second one. It's on the way, bottom of the net. 4-0 lead here for the Dodgers with 7:10 remaining this first quarter. Jacob Rosemeyer with the dribble across the timeline, being played by Reynolds. Stops the dribble at the top of the key. Now Rosemeyer's got to find somebody to give it to. Finally does, but a 5-second possession violation is called as Reynolds all over Rosemeyer, and he couldn't find anyone open as the Dodger defense really tight here in the early going. 4-0 lead for the Dodgers. They have the ball as it's Culver, top of the key, right wing pass into the hands of Reynolds. They work it around the wheel to the left side to Culver. Feeds it inside. There's Tews, and the ball gets deflected from behind out of bounds. Last touch by the Hillman. So triggering it in underneath his own basket will be Jeremy Martin for the Dodgers. He tosses it in the corner to McGraw. Back out high to Culver, and they work it around on top to Tews. Man-to-man defense being played by Platteville, and there's Martin on the right angle to Reynolds at the top of the key. Reynolds holds the ball, fakes, goes left hand with the dribble, stops, pops over to Martin. Martin at the baseline, 5-footer on the way around the rim. 2 bounces off, no good. And the rebound's brought down by Platteville. The Hillman's Jesse Baker gets it out on the wing into the hands of Dave Bergman. Bergman with the ball, stops the dribble, Culver on the defense. Now being pressured, they'll have to call a timeout. Nobody to pass it to. So the Hillmen call a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. 4-0 lead for the Dodgers. You're listening to high school basketball on D99.3.
Everybody loves Paul Revere's Pizza in Dodgeville, especially the Terminator Pizza. So Paul Revere's in Dodgeville has decided to hire the Terminator as a new delivery driver. Here he is now.
Hello. If you need a pizza sometime, I can have it delivered to you, or maybe I will staple it to you. I don't care what you want on it. Every pizza comes with pepperoni and with 9mm bullets on it. If you don't like it, I don't care, because you'll receive one anyhow. I'll come over, maybe I'll give you a pizza, maybe I'll break off your arm.
Paul Revere's Pizza in Dodgeville. Call 930-3000 for delivery. You better do it now.
D99.3.
Well, after a timeout, Coach Merrill Brunson wants his team to come to the ball a little bit more as the pass to Bergman out on high. Gets it on the high post. That's taken away by two. To Culver to drive to the basket. Lays it up and in. Twos with the steal. Culver with the make. 6-0 lead for the Dodgers. And the defensive intensity for the Dodgers really evident in the early going. Here's Bergman spinning the lane. And he travels with the ball. He spun inside, trying to look for some room and drag the pivot foot. So, turnover, back it goes into the hands of the Dodgers. Has Culver with it. Passing it right wing side to Reynolds, out to Martin. Around the wheel they go to the left side to Culver. Cross-court pass all alone. Reynolds for three. Front irons it, no good. And the rebound by Quam. And Platteville will come out of there with it. Quam with the dribble. Gets to the top of the key. Now being ball hawked by McGraw. Pass up on the right wing and in the hands of Baker. Baker in the corner. Looks to lob inside. No one there. Instead they'll swing it around on top to Digman. To the left angle down. Work it back out high into the side here to Baker. Down back to the top of the key with it is to Quam. Again, the defense tight inside. Here's a nice move inside, but on the drive to the basket, a foul on the push on the way in is going to be called on the Dodgers. And that foul will be called on Culver. First personal, first team foul for the Dodgers. And coming into the game will be Platteville's Mike Stark. Big guy here, 6'6" tall. He's just a sophomore. He comes in to replace Corey Digman. So triggering it in will be Bergman for the Hillman underneath his own basket. Hillman looks, he gets it off to the big guy. Here's Stark with a baseline shot, no good. In the lane, Bergman put it up, it's a layup and good. Nice offensive rebound by Dave Bergman. Gets the first two of the game for the Hillman. 6-2 the score. Dodgers with the lead. Martin with it at the top of the key to Reynolds up on the right side to Twos, working down the right corner. Goes all the way baseline, shovels it back to Martin, out high to Reynolds for three on the way. Good! 9-2 lead now for the Dodgers with 4:40 left here in this first quarter. With the ball dribbling right baseline is Baker, lobs it underneath the Bergman, underneath, good position, lays it up and in. Well, that time Bergman finding the opening underneath on the right side, got alone and got in for his second basket of the game. 9-4 lead for Dodgers. Here's a Twos and a drive. He goes in the basket. He draws a foul. Almost hits the basket. A strong left-handed drive. And a foul going to be whistled down against Platteville's Jesse Baker. So Baker picks up his first foul, and David Twos will go to the free throw line. He'll be shooting two. High school basketball here on D99.3, brought to you by Ivy Construction. When you need crushed stone, gravel, or ag lime for any project, you let Ivy Construction help with your plans. Call them at 987-2967. That's Ivy Construction of Mineral Point. Twos makes the first, second one's coming up. It's on the way, good. So Twos with 6 points. He has 6 of the 11 points thus far for the Dodgers. Has the 11-4 lead for Dodgeville. As Bergman passes underneath, there's a shot taken in the lane. It's no good as Clint Steele took that shot. And on the quick outlet by the Dodgers, they threw the ball out of bounds. Quick little outlet pass, and it went too far as they're trying to hit Reynolds on a long fly pattern down the right side. So the turnover gives it right back to Platteville. The Hillman with it, Jesse Baker with it. He'll bring it into the forecourt for the Hillman. Baker dribbles right side, now stops to dribble. He'll get it off on the left wing. Here's a drive all over the basket. Tough drive to the hoop. And an offensive foul going to be called on Jacob Rosemeyer. So Rosemeyer gets his second foul. And taking that charge, a hard charge too, was Josh Culver. And Culver shaking up just a little bit, getting up a little slowly. So Coach Chuck Tank says, let's bring Cody Holbert in just to give Culver a little bit of a breather, just to make sure he's okay. And Coach Tank says, just take a little breather here. He took a hard charge underneath, and no doubt about that. 11-4 lead for the Dodgers. Martin with it on the right angle for the Dodgers. He'll go right baseline, drive to the basket, lays it up. Off that iron too hard. And a rebound underneath, and a reach-in foul going to be called on Dodgeville. As Jesse Baker got the rebound for the Hillmen and trying to take it back for the Dodgers. Quick reach-in foul called on Cody Holbert. So Holbert's first foul. Second team foul, and the substitution coming in here for Platteville will be Nate Salzman. As Salzman will step on the floor for Jacob Rosemeyer. 11-4 lead for the Dodgers. 11:44 here left in the first quarter. Into the forecourt is Jesse Baker at the top of the key. Lobbing underneath. Here's Bergman all alone. Blazing up and in. Bergman got away from his defender and got loose underneath. He's got all 6 points for Platteville. Here's Holbert at the top of the key. Gives it up to Twos at the top. Twos with it. Bounce feeding inside. Here's McGraw to the basket. Puts up a shot, and on the drive, he is fouled on the arm. And that foul will be called on Jesse Baker for Platteville. Baker with his second foul of the game and a fourth team foul for the Hillmen. Well, the one thing about team fouls, you get them early, that if you are the team causing the fouls and you are giving up fouls and are shooting fouls, it just sends teams right to the free throw line to get some free points. And McGraw makes the first free throw. And a second one on the way. In and out. Kicks out of there, no good. 12-6 lead for the Dodgers with 3:18 left here in the first quarter. Hillman with the ball and into the forecourt. Jesse Baker at the top. Baker will dribble the right side all the way baseline. 10-foot jumper on the way, a little too hard. And Reynolds gets the rebound for the Dodgers. Reynolds on the left wing. Gets it up down to the forecourt. Dribbles down right side. Fall away from the baseline. Up and good. Reynolds faking his man towards the inside. Took a fall away from 10 and cans it. 14-6 lead for Dodgeville. Baker at the top, passing it right wing side to Stark for the Hillmen. Stark has it. Now he'll give it back up on the left wing side to Steele. Now they give it up to Bergman. Passing up on the left wing side to Salzman. Being played there by Holbert. Now on the left wing, here's a pass on the breaker underneath. The shot taken in the lane, no good. As Rosemeyer couldn't get it to drop. Quickly on the fly, here's Reynolds for a 3-ball. 17-6. Dodgeville with the lead and 2:20 left here in the first quarter. Jesse Baker for Platteville. Looking for something to be open, but the defense is just so tight. Here they get it underneath, and a shot taken about the free throw line. Extended, no good. Shot taken by Clint Steele. And we got a foul underneath. And that foul, I believe, is going to be against Platteville. Yep, it will be Clint Steele will get the foul. His first and the 15th foul. Well, Josh Culver gets back in the game now for the Dodgers. Also coming into the game will be Brandon Knox. So Knox will come in. He'll be in to replace Twos. And Culver comes into the game. He's in to replace Kevin McGraw. So Coach Chuck Tank going to the bench here early with 2 minutes left in the first quarter and a 17-6 lead. Holbert with it on the left angle. Feeds it back to Reynolds, back to Holbert. Holbert penetrates and backs out of there and give it off to Martin on the right side. Culver at the top of the key now. He'll give it off to Reynolds. 3 balls on the way. It's off the iron for Strong. No good. Holbert with the rebound inside, and he got fouled. So Cody Holbert, Johnny on the spot on that loose ball, picked it up around the lane area, and in doing so, draws a foul against Jess. Let me check that. That'll be a foul called on David. Well, it will be on Jesse Baker. They had the wrong number up on the board. So Jesse Baker picks up his third foul with 1:44 left here in the first quarter. Martin to inbound to Holbert. Holbert with the dribble, gives it to Culver. He'll set things up way out high to Holbert on the left angle. Holbert heads towards the lane, gives it to Reynolds out top, up on the right wing side to Martin, feeds underneath to Knox. Knox kicks it back to Holbert on the right angle with 1:30 left in the first quarter. 11-point lead for the Dodgers. Holbert, right wing side, he'll go towards the lane, fakes, puts up a 15-footer. It's off the front of the iron, no good. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, last touch by Dodgeville. Ryan Morin now steps into the game for Platteville. He's in to replace Jesse Baker. Well, Jesse Baker's already on the bench. Anyway, Ryan Morin steps in. And Platteville with the ball, trailing by 11. With the ball at the top. They dribble towards the lane. Now being ball hawked there is Morin. Morin will feed it off to Bergman. A little spin move, baseline. Nice move. Draws the foul on the way in. And a foul will be called on the Dodgers, Jeremy Martin. Well, Martin was just a touch late getting to that weak side help. And Bergman, with a quick little pivot move, draws the foul. First foul on Martin, 13th foul, and in the act of shooting. And Bergman will go to the free throw line. First free throw on the way, and it's off the back iron, no good. Trevor Ostendorf steps on now for Platteville as twos, McGraw and Reynolds. Well, let's just say McGraw and twos steps back into the game here for the Dodgers to replace Culver and Martin. 1:06 remaining here in this first quarter, and the 11-point lead for the Dodgers. Bergman, who has scored all the points so far for Platteville, puts up the free throw and it's good. And he now has 7 points. That's the total for the Hillmen here in this quarter. 1 minute remaining here in this first quarter as McGraw with it, lobs it to Knox on the high post. To Reynolds at the top of the key. We'll go on the left wing side to McGraw, who looks inside. Now he'll dribble towards the basket, all the way to the basket. A little push shot is no good. Rebound underneath, and a foul going to be called on Dodgeville. Trying for the rebound. Trying to steal that rebound back, and a foul will be called on the Dodgers. Now I believe that'll be Brandon Knox will get the foul. And Knox gets his first foul, fourth team foul, so Platteville will inbound it. And with the ball, bringing it into the forecourt for the Hillmen will be Rosemeyer. Rosemeyer all the way to the basket, drives to the hoop, puts it up, no good. Knox goes for a rebound, can't get it. Rosemeyer had it, lost it off his hands, out of bounds. So 36.1 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. The Dodgers will bring it up court as Reynolds will walk it into the forecourt. He looks to the bench and asks the coach, Tang, says, we went one shot, and he just nods his head. So here we go. McGraw off to Holbert. Holbert way out high on the right side. 20 seconds on the clock as a quick look at the clock by Reynolds. Dribbles quickly towards the basket and kicks it back out to Holbert with 14-13. Here's McGraw out high on the left angle side. McGraw down with 8 seconds on the clock. He'll get it off to Reynolds. He'll try to create. 5 seconds, 4 in the lane, shovels it off, and he gets it lost and taken away. Shot going to be going on the buzzer, and it's going to be no good. Taken by David Quam, and that's how we end the first quarter. 17-7, Dodgeville with the lead. We'll take a 1 minute break. You're listening to High School Sports on D99.3. Bob, look back here at Dodgeville High School. We are done with one quarter, and the Dodgers with a 17-7 lead at the end of one. Defense definitely the key in that first quarter. The only guy who was able to dent the basket was Dave Bergman. He's got all of Platteville's 7 points. Bergman passing it up on the top of the key. He gets it in the hands of Quam. Quam with a dribble penetration. Now he'll kick it out left wing side to Digman. Back up on high to Bergman. Bergman lobs it. Here's a flasher to the basket. On the way up and good. As Corey Digman going from the weak side to the near side and puts it up, and it's 17-9, 8-point lead for the Dodgers. Just underway here in the second quarter as Martin out high to Reynolds to Culver on the left angle. Pass underneath. Here's Martin with good position, but he'll give it out high to McGraw for 3. Yep. Kevin McGraw now with 4 points in the game, 20-9. Here's a steal by Reynolds. Feeds it out to Culver. He lays it up and in. Oh, what a steal by Reynolds. And what a finish job by Culver to the basket. 22-9. Here's Bergman. Tough drive, but he doesn't get it to go. And Martin with a rebound to Culver. Culver pushes it up. Right wing pass to Twos. Baseline shot is up. No good. Martin went for a rebound. Couldn't get it. Loose on the floor. Twos has it. Baseline shot. Good. 24-9. Dodgeville with the lead. 6:30 remaining here in this second quarter. Bergman with the ball for the Hillmen. They lob it inside, and Reynolds had a piece of it and almost gave him another steal. They kick it back out to Digman. Digman being played by Twos way out high. And a 5-second possession violation against Platteville, and the Dodger defense is swarming here in this ball game. 24-9, the lead to Dodgeville. 6:10 remaining in this first half. Culver passes it up high to Reynolds. Reynolds lobs it underneath. There's Twos underneath. Puts it up and in, and he's fouled. So Tews draws the foul, hits the basket, going for an old-fashioned three-point play as he draws the foul on Corey Digman, his first foul of the game. So Tews goes to the free throw line. And the officials holding up just a little bit. They had a little bit of perspiration in the lanes, and now they got everything squared away. And Tews free throws out of the way. Good. 11 points for David Tews in this first half. And still 6 minutes remaining here in this second quarter. 27-9 Dodger lead. Here's Bergman. One-on-one against Culver. He'll pass left wing side to the hands of Ostendorf. Lob underneath, all alone. A shot taken, but no good. Shot was taken there by Klom. Here on the fly comes the Dodgers as Tews to Martin in the right corner. Martin goes baseline all the way to the basket. Lays it up and in. First two of the game for Martin, 29-9. 20-point lead for the Dodgers. And we have a timeout called by Platteville. We'll take a 1-minute break as you're listening to High School Sports on D99.3.
U.S. Feed's Sweet Tub program consists of a low-moisture block designed to be fed to grazing beef cows and calves. Sweet Tubs provide cattle with a highly palatable supply of balanced nutrients, specifically formulated to supplement Wisconsin pastures. Dry pastures result in challenging times for the cow-calf producer. Sweet Tubs provides essential protein, energy, vitamins, and minerals to effectively stretch available forage by 15 to 20%. See your U.S. Feeds dealer and ask for Sweet Tubs, the full-time, full-circle, 24-hour feeding system. Special booking prices are now on at Raw Soil Service in Mineral Point.
D99.3. Back here at Dodgeville High School, Bob Look along with John Satterley back in the studio. And Chris Bowman is out checking on game. He'll be giving us a report on the Iowa Grant Wisconsin Heights game coming up at halftime. 29-9, a 20-point lead for the Dodgers. The Dodgers and Platteville have played each other twice this season. At Platteville, the Dodgers won by 11 at 66-55, and then Dodgeville won here by 12 points, 49-37. And now they got a 20-point lead in this contest. As here's a drive to the basket, jump shot put up, and a foul going to be called on Dodgeville. As a drive penetration by Jesse Baker. He's going to draw a foul here on the Dodgers. Will be in the act of shooting, and the foul will be called on Jeremy Martin. His second foul, 15 foul, and going to the free throw line will be Jesse Baker. And Baker, first free throw is off the front iron, no good. Well, it is awfully good to see Jesse Baker back playing sports after his football season ended on a rough note as he ended up injuring his left leg. In fact, I believe he broke his ankle in a game against Dodgeville during the football season. Here's a drive by Martin. Oh, nice baseline move by Martin. Faked his man up in the air, went around him, and put it up from about 5 feet out. 31-10. 21-point lead for the Dodgers with 5 minutes remaining here in this second quarter. Baker, basket left side, and almost taken away there by McGraw. Instead, lost out of bounds. So Platteville will get it right back. Mike Stark checks back in the game here for the Hillman, and to replace David Klom. So he waits, and the ball is going to be inbounded as they get it in the hands of Bergman. Bergman with the drive, heads towards the basket. Bounce feed, nice feed inside, and a nice pump fake and put up in by Jacob Rosemeyer. First 2 points of the game for him. 31-12 lead for the Dodgers. Here is Martin at the right corner. Takes it back up on the right angle to Culver. Culver looks and he gets underneath the Tews. Baseline jumper. It's in. Tews flashing to the right side of the baseline. Little fall away from 5 is good. 33-12 lead for the Dodgers. As Rosemeyer with the ball, trying to force it inside, but a foul and a reach in will be called on Dodgeville's Carl Reynolds. So Reynolds will get the call, his first foul of the game. And still not in a bonus situation as of yet. That was just a 16 foul for Dodgeville. So the ball being bounded by Baker. Gets it out high. Culver deflects it out of bounds. And Reynolds thought about taking a dive into the seats there to try to save it, but thought the better of it. So Platteville inbound in their right forecourt, near the right corner. Tossed in by Baker, as Baker gets into Bergman. Bergman pump fakes, and then he tries to dribble down here to the baseline. Forges his way to the lane and puts it up and in. Bergman that time with all the tact of a bulldozer driving down that baseline, but no foul whistled by the official. I think a good non-call, actually. Martin passes to Reynolds. That ball is a little wide. It's going to be picked up loose by Rosemeyer. Rosemeyer with a drive. He puts it up and in. Well, the Dodgers getting a little lax that time. Here's a quick outlet to Tews down in the left corner. Tews back out high to McGraw. On the right angle to Martin. Martin for three on the way. It's off that back iron, and Bergman with a rebound for Platteville. So quickly come the Hillman with 3:30 left, trying to cut into that lead even more. 33-16, the advantage for Dodgeville. With the ball is Mike Stark, the big guy way out high, passing it up on the right angle to Rosemeyer. Rosemeyer played by Reynolds on the defense. Rosemeyer goes right, now goes left to the lane, fall away on the way. It doesn't go, ball gets knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Platteville. Hillman will send in another substitute. That'll be Trevor Ostendorf into the game. So Ostendorf comes back into the ball game. 33-16 the lead to Dodgeville. Here are 3:10 remaining. Don't forget, coming at halftime, we're going to have a Culver's of Dodgeville halftime scoreboard update. And I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of numbers. So hang in there with us. Plus, we should have a report coming your way from Iowa Grande High School. A lot to cover here tonight. Here's Reynolds at the top of the key for the Dodgers. Left side to Martin. Martin back up on top to McGraw as they work a little clock right now with the 17-point lead. Here's Tews with a drive. Fall away from five. Is off the glass a little too hard, and it kicks out of there. No good. Rebound. That's Jacob Rosemeyer for Platteville up on the right wing to Bergman. Bergman with the dribble. Almost loses it, but he gets it out to Stark with a baseline shot, and he hits it. Mike Stark from 5 feet on the angle. Hits the jumper. That's now down to a 15-point lead. 33-18. Reynolds up the right angle for the Dodgers. Has the ball. Gives it to McGraw at the top. Left wing side to Martin. Martin back out high to Tews. Tews to Culver up at the left angle. To Tews. Nice pass underneath. And there's Tews for another two. David Tews with a whole bunch of points here. 15 in the first half. And a minute 50 still left in it. 35-18 Dodger lead. Here's Baker in the left side. He'll dribble baseline, fall away from about 8. Doesn't go. Culver had it, lost it as Baker bounced out of his hands and makes a steal. Here's Stark underneath, puts the shot up. He gets it blocked, but a foul is going to be called on David Tews. So Tews will get the foul, his first foul of the game. And going to the free throw line will be Mike Stark. Stark, 6'6" tall, big kid. He is just a sophomore for Platteville. So remember that name. You might be seeing a whole lot more of this kid in the next couple of years. As the first free throw is up and good. Stark with his third point of the game. And some substitutes coming in here for the Dodgers as Parker Haig steps onto the floor for Jeremy Martin. So Martin will get a breather. And here comes Mike Stark one more time. At the line, free throws up and good. So he makes them both. And Stark will head to the bench area as he'll be replaced by Clint Steele. And 15-point lead for the Dodgers here with a minute 30 remaining here in this first half. Coach Chuck Tank talking to Josh Culver as Haig. He'll go baseline with a little move. Instead, he'll kick it out on the right wing. Jump shot by Tews. No good. And ball lost out of bounds. And they'll say last touch by Dodgeville. Well, Haig got a nice move underneath on the left side towards the basket, but he didn't realize how open he was, and he kicked it back out on the wing. Here's Bergman being triple teamed and loses the ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Dodgers. So Platteville will inbound from their left forecourt corner. They'll stand right in front of the student section. That's compressed into that side of the bleachers. Here's a pass across court. He in the hands of Ostendorf. Here's a long three on the way. It doesn't go as Rosemeyer with a jumper. Here's twos on the break. Left wing to Reynolds, lays it up and in. Just that quickly. Turn off the missed long shot, and up the court go the Dodgers for an easy two. 37-20. Here is Baker with it out high for the Hillman. Dribbles now right side all the way baseline. Now he'll have to kick it off in the wing. Ostendorf for three, no good. McGraw has the rebound for the Dodgers. Feeds it off to Culver. Culver gets it into forecourt, and he'll set the play as we zero in on 30 seconds remaining here in this first half. McGraw out high to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Culver now, as Culver will let some more clock run off to McGraw at the left angle. Coming up on 20 seconds left here in the first half. 17-point lead for the Dodgers. Culver to Reynolds, as Reynolds will have it now with 11, 10. They give it to Culver, he'll set the play. Culver with the right-hand dribble, loses control of it, and it's loose on the floor. McGraw comes out with it, 2 seconds on the clock. McGraw from long range on the way, won't go, and that's the end of the first half. So the Dodgers did not get a good look at the basket there to finish out that first half. But the score reads Dodgeville 37, Platteville 20. We'll come back with our scoreboard update right after we take this 2-minute break. You're listening to High School Sports on D99.3.
D99.3. More next.
Well, here we go. Second half just about ready to get underway as the Dodgeville Dodgers with a 37-20 lead. Some interesting scores there from in and around high school basketball play here. McFarland with that lead over Lancaster. And, of course, the winner of this game takes on the winner of the McFarland-Lancaster game. And, well, we'll talk about it more as we go as the game's underway as the Dodgers with the ball. McGraw to Culver at the top. Gives it off to Reynolds at the right angle. Reynolds goes down the corner to Martin. Back to Reynolds up out high. He'll go to the basket. Feeds it off to Martin for three. It does not go, and it bounces off the board. And coming up with it is Jesse Baker for Platteville. 37-20 lead for the Dodgers, just underway as we start the second half. With it underneath, here's a drive to the basket. Layup is no good off the back iron. Quam couldn't get it to drop there for Platteville. And the rebound to the Dodgers as it's Culver. Bounce passing it to Reynolds up in the left angle. Back out high to Culver. Culver goes off to McGraw at the right angle. He'll get down baseline to Martin. Lob inside the twos. And a reach-in foul. And more with a back foul going to be called here against Platteville and against David Quam. So Quam will pick up his first foul of the game. Well, the Dodgers really with David Twos and Carl Reynolds doing the bulk of that scoring in that first half. 15 for Twos and Reynolds with 10 in the first half. Here's Martin for three on the way. There it is. Jeremy Martin now with 7 points in the game. That's a 40-20 lead for Dodgeville. It's under 7 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. Here's Bergman with a drive. He'll go up on the left wing side, down in the hands of Digman. Digman up on the left. Doesn't really have any place to go. Instead, he'll give it off up on the wing. They go up to Baker now at the right angle. Baker heads towards the basket. Lob is off on the left side. Here is Rosemeyer with a drive in the lane. Shot is up. In and out. Would not go down. And then on the break, here's Reynolds to McGraw. Stops. He'll go to Reynolds back out on top to McGraw. Thought about the three. Instead, he held on to it. Goes to Martin with a baseline jumper. It's around the rim. No good. And Bergman with a rebound there for Platteville. A reminder, we'll be with you Thursday night with a regional semifinal game. There's a shot taken by Rosemeyer, no good, and it goes out of bounds. Last touched by Platteville. So McGraw will throw it in, and they'll get it off to Culver. He'll bring it up into forecourt here for Dodgeville. Dodgers with the lead, 40-20. As with it in the dribble out high is Culver, waiting for the defense to come to him. He'll go off to McGraw on left side. Back to Culver to Reynolds on the right angle. High post to Twos in the lane. Fall away from 10. Does not go, and it's off the rim, and it's picked up in the lane by Bergman. So Bergman will bring it into the forecourt. He dribbles towards the lane, stops. Now he'll give it up on the left side to Digman. Digman with it there for the Hillman. He puts his head down, thinks about driving. His head goes off to Bergman with a jumper. No good. And McGraw with a rebound. Tries to get an outlet pass to Reynolds. Stolen away by Rosemeyer. Rosemeyer anticipating that. Came up with a steal and still in the hands. Here's Bergman on a drive. Blocked by Twos. Second reload is up and a foul will be called on Dodgeville. And a foul's going to be called on Jeremy Martin. And that for Martin will be his third foul of the game. And that'll be the first team foul. And in the act of shooting will be Bergman. Well, Bergman's first shot was rejected by Tews cleanly. Well, apparently, according to the referee, Martin might have got him on the body on the way up on that block. But first free throw for Bergman is good. 40-21 the score. And Brandon Knox looking to check in here for the Dodgers as a second free throw. Kicks off the back iron, no good. And Tews with a rebound for the Dodgers. So Dodgeville comes into the forecourt quickly. Martin with it, bounces it up to Reynolds, to the top to Culver. Culver looks inside. Instead, he'll go to Reynolds on the right angle. Zone being played now here by the Hillman, trying to clog up that middle. Here's McGraw. Back off to Martin, up on the left angle. Bounce, feeding it to Culver. To Reynolds, up on the right side. Now Reynolds will feed it through. The ball gets lost on the floor and picked up there by Rosemeyer. Rosemeyer for Platteville, get it out on the fly to Digman. Out on the wing, and here's all alone at the basket and a travel. Yep, that's what the call will be. As Jesse Baker, trying to get a little more room underneath, gets called for the travel. And we got a timeout on the floor called by Dodgeville. 40-21 lead for the Dodgers. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to High School Sports on D99.3.
When it comes to life insurance, think ahead. Think about planning for your family's future with rural insurance companies. Mike Ryan in Dodgeville can help you determine what coverage is right for you and your family. When so much in life is beyond your control, aren't you glad life insurance isn't? For your family's future, think about life insurance from your rural insurance company's agent, Mike Ryan in Dodgeville. Call him at 935-2769. Life insurance and annuity products offered through Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
D99.3.
As I mentioned before, we'll be back with you Thursday night with a regional semifinal game. Again, it kind of depends on what happens here tonight. We'll, of course, have it all determined for you. Here's Tews and a bounce pass underneath. There's Knox with a shot, and he's blocked underneath. Nice clean block by David Quam for Platteville. Here's a drive to the basket, all the way up and good to Jacob Rosemeyer. So Rosemeyer, strong moves. 6 points now for him, and it's a 40-23 lead. McGraw, he'll fly from long range. It's no good. Hits the rim twice, won't go. And here's Bergman for a rebound for Platteville. Bergman skips his way up on the left wing. He'll get it up on high to the top to Digman. Digman passing it to Baker. Back to Digman underneath. A spin move. Tie up by Reynolds. He just took it away from him. Knox tries to save it from going out of bounds, but he last touched it. So Platteville will get the ball in the right forecourt. Well, there's a case where the referees, instead of blowing that possession whistle or tie-up whistle quickly, let them fight for it, and Reynolds won the battle. Here the drive, feeding underneath. Here's Baker. Shot blocked by Tews. Tews with a clean sweep on that block. And back come the Dodgers with a 17-point lead. Tews on the high post to Culver. Swings it left side to McGraw. Thought about the shot instead. There's Tews all alone in the lane. Puts it up and in. Tews with 17 points and a 42-23 lead for the Dodgers. Into the forecourt, right wing pass. They go to Rosemeyer. Back out high. Here's a shot taken at the angle. Partially blocked by Tews on a shot tried there by David Quam. So Tews with a couple of blocks here in a quick succession. Reynolds inside to Knox. He in the lane. Heavy contact, but no call. A couple of bodies on the floor, but nothing called by the refs as the ball picked up loose by the Hillman. I think it was a situation where Knox kind of lost his balance in the lane and fell backwards, and there really was no foul. Oh, Tews just picked the ball right out of David Quam's hands. Whoa, what a steal that was. Quam just was kind of waiting for some cutters. Next thing you know, Tews took it right out of his hands. Here's Tews' baseline. It's no good. Knox goes for the rebound, but he'll also get the over-the-back foul. So Brandon Knox over the back, picks up his second foul. And now Mike Stark steps onto the floor here for Platteville, along with Clint Steele. Dodgers will bring in, let's see, Brandon Knox will have a seat. As Jeremy Martin steps back on the floor. So the starting five for the Dodgers back on now here with Tews, Martin, Culver, McGraw, and Reynolds. And 2:40 left here in the third quarter, and a 19-point lead for the Dodgers. Here's a steal by Tews. Tews on the drive to the basket all the way. Stops it! feet. And the defense again as Culver almost makes a steal. Instead, it's taken back by Steele. Clint Steele. He tries to get inside and a reach-in foul. Tie up, I should say. Possession arrow in favor of Platteville. Boy, Two's got out there in the break. I was kind of worried he was going to go try to go up and stuff it. But he had the clear lane from his left-hand side, and he jammed it home. 44-23 lead for the Dodgers. Here underneath, shot taken, and a nice inbound play as Jesse Baker gets the basket. Baker with 3 points down in the game for Platteville. And coming up on 2 minutes remaining here in this third quarter, 19-point lead for the Dodgers. Reynolds to Martin at the baseline, back out high to Reynolds. Inside to Twos, turnaround baseliner, in and out. Went about halfway down and kicked back out. And back comes Platteville as Jesse Baker with it. He lets fly for three. It won't go. But inside rebound put up, no good by Steele. Gets a second try and he puts it up and in. So Clint Steele working hard inside, gets his first two of the game. 44-27 lead for the Dodgers. And there's a pass in the backcourt. Culver has to run it back as it's deflected by the defense. McGraw to Culver. Back to McGraw at top to Reynolds. Reynolds at the right angle to Martin. He'll go baseline all the way to the basket. On the drive, he will get a foul as he draws one. And that foul will be called on Clint Steele. That for Steele will be his second foul. And going to the free throw line will be Jeremy Martin for the Dodgers. High school basketball here on D99.3. It's brought to you by the Dodgeville Chronicle and the Advisor, the Democrat Tribune, and the Pecatonica Valley Leader. Follow your favorite prep teams and athletes in their latest issues. First free throw is up and good. Substitution coming in for Platteville as Jacob Rosemeyer steps onto the floor. In to replace Jesse Baker. Dodgers will send Reynolds to the bench and bring in Cody Holberts. 1:16 left in the third. And Martin's second free throw is good. And another substitution for the Dodgers as Brandon Knox will come into the game and to replace Jeremy Martin. As he'll head to the bench area, they get a breath and 19-point lead for the Dodgers. Minute 15 remaining here in this third quarter. And in the forecourt comes Platteville all the way to drive the lane. Rosemeyer off the glass and good. Nice drive by Jacob Rosemeyer that time. Gets his 8th point of the game, 46-29, and a minute remaining here in this third quarter. Holbert with it out high, left side, bounce feeding it to Culver. Culver will try to get underneath the twos, heading the basket, but it's stolen away by Bergman. So Platteville hanging around here. They bring it into the forecourt with Ryan Morin. Dissects the lane, fall away jumper. It is in and out. Steele gets the rebound, and what do we have? Whistle underneath. Foul called on who? I believe it's on Dodgeville. It's going to be called on Brandon Knox, I do believe. As Knox will get his third foul. And that for the Dodgers is their fourth team foul in this second half. 40.5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Rosemeyer will trigger it in. He does get into Bergman. The inside layup is good. So Bergman gets his 12th point and is now down to a 15-point lead for the Dodgers. 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter. McGraw having it on the right side. Gets it on the high post to Twos. Twos backs out of there with it. Gets the ball stolen away. Morin with the drive, puts it up. Off the back line, no good. But the rebound is brought down by Rosemeyer. And a foul will be called on the Dodgers. Nope, it's going to be called on Rosemeyer. Over the back foul called on Jacob Rosemeyer. His third foul. Well, Rosemeyer following the play went hard to the basket, but he went over the back and gets called for the foul underneath. So the Dodgers get it back with 16.1 seconds left and a 15-point lead. Here's Twos bringing it into forecourt. Basket up in the wing. McGraw for three. Hits off the iron. No good. Twos gets the rebound, but now he loses it on the floor. Tie up. And a possession arrow is in favor of Dodgeville. And 3.9 seconds left here in this third quarter. So Knox will come out of the game as Jeremy Martin will come in as the Dodgers will try something here, probably a play. And we have a timeout on the floor called by Platteville. And we'll keep it right here. We'll keep it right here with 3.9 seconds left because as soon as we blink, Next thing you know, the play's underway. High school basketball here on D99.3, brought to you by Upland Hills Health, bringing unmatched attention, convenience, and choice to the people of Southwest Wisconsin. Please visit them online at uplandhillshealth.org. Now, 15-point lead for the Dodgers. And that timeout was called by Platteville as Merrill Brunson, the head coach, calling the defense here, probably alerting them of something that might know of, as Martin will trigger it in. Martin tosses it in here from the baseline, waits for the cutters. Dahl gets it off to McGraw out high. McGraw doesn't really have a shot. Instead, here's Reynolds with a shot at the buzzer. Can't get it to go, and that's the end of 3. 46-31, Dodgers with the lead. We'll take a 1-minute break. You're listening to High School Sports on D99.3.
Restaurant and lounge. Scoreboard update. It is now in overtime. 52-52, Michigan State and Wisconsin.
All right. First, we'll have an update as we go here in this game as we just start the fourth quarter. There's a pass underneath by Platteville out of bounds as they try a little back cut, a little back movement there underneath the basket. Passed a little too hard, so now Platteville playing a little more full court pressure as Reynolds brings it into forecourt. He has it, three-pointer on the way. It bounces off the rim 3 times, doesn't go down. And back come the Hillmen. Bergman with the dribble. Passing it on the right wing side to Quam. Quam back out of high. Here's Culver on the steal. Culver will drive to the basket, lays it up and in. Culver with 6 points now on the game. And the Dodgers now with a 48-31 lead. Here the drive is Rosemeyer, right baseline, getting double team. Follow away shot. Twos with a block from behind. Oh, nice clean block. Swats it out of the air. And now the Dodgers have it back on the offense. Reynolds, cross-court passes it to McGraw up on the right wing. Here's Martin at the baseline, stops underneath. Here's Twos. It's good. And Twos now with 21 points. And as the Dodgers put a little pressure on the backcourt, almost come up with a steal. And substitution coming in for the Hillmen as Mike Stark steps into the game here for Platteville. In to replace Corey Digman. So the Hillmen will inbound the ball. As the Dodgers with that 19-point lead and 6:50 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Dribbling up on the right side is Jesse Baker. Baker shovels it back out to Bergman in the lane. He goes in the lane, and on the drive, someone got him on the arm, so says Mr. Referee underneath the baseline. And he whistles down to Carl Reynolds for his second foul of the game. So going to the free throw line will be Dave Bergman. Bergman on the night. He's got 12 points on the game. As Bergman's first free throw's up, and it is good. Well, the winner of this game plays the winner of the Lancaster-McFarland game, currently being played. And the last score we had is the second free throw bounces off, no good. Last score we had, McFarland had a lead on Lancaster. We will have, of course, an update at the end of the conclusion of this game, but all the games around Southwest Wisconsin. Here's the ball up in the right angle, and back on top is Culver for the Dodgers. He gets it to Reynolds in the corner for 3. 13 points now in the game for Carl Reynolds, 53-32. 6:15 left here in the fourth quarter. Up on the left wing, Bergman gives it off to Rosemeyer with a drive to the basket, puts it up, off the iron, no good. Twos has it. Twos with a 3-on-2. His pass is, nice steal by Bergman. Bergman coming back the other way, 3-on-1. And McGraw makes a beautiful kick save. Had to throw that in there, my hockey background. Well, that's what McGraw did. He stuck his left leg out, kicked the ball away, which is a violation, but he also stopped a 3-on-1 break. Pass inside and inbounds. Bergman baseline jumper in and out. Stark with a rebound inside. Blocked by Twos. That's got to be 5 blocks on the night for Twos. Back out on the left wing. Here's a shot by Bergman on the way. It's no good. Quam with the long rebound. Back to Bergman. He stops in the lane. Loses his footing, but got the pass off on the way. Back they go to Quam. In the lane. Little stutter step. Doesn't go. And the rebound brought down by Culver for the Dodgers. So 3 tries at it for Platteville. Came up empty. 53-32 lead for the Dodgers. Dodgers hold on to this. They advance to Thursday's regional semifinal. Here's Tews in the lane. All alone on a nice feed. Puts it up and in, and Tews now with 23 points on the game. 55-32 lead for the Dodgers. 5:07 remaining in the fourth. Here's a pass up the top. It's stolen by Culver. Culver makes the steal for the Dodgers. And the Dodgers will bring it up into the forecourt here with the big lead. And they're going to take, maybe run just a little clock here. As Culver will patiently bring it into the forecourt. Right wing pass to Martin. Martin will go baseline. Martin now goes towards the lane. Kicks it off on the wing to Tews. He'll take it to the lane. Puts it up and in. Tews with 25 points on this game. 4:35 left, and the Dodgers with the lead. Here's a drive to the basket by Rosemeyer. He doesn't get it to go. And Rosemeyer just frustrated that he missed a fairly easy shot in the lane. Tried to make a steal on the comeback and gets called for a foul. That is his fourth. Right now, big-time substitution here for the Dodgers, as they've taken Culver and Tews out of the game right now, bringing in Parker Haig and Cody Holbert. Not that this game is out of reach, believe me, but you always want to give some guys some breathers. This is a tough stretch here. 3 games in a real short period of time. If you get that third game, and if you even get to the second game. Here's Reynolds on the drive. Lays it up a little too hard, and he draws the foul on the drive. Good quick step out there by Reynolds. He went left baseline, and he draws the foul on the Hillman. That foul will be called on Platteville's Dave Bergman, his first foul of the game. So Carl Reynolds going to the free throw line. He'll be shooting a pair of free throws. First one's up and good. Reynolds on the game. 14 points. Makes that 15 points. 59-32 lead for the Dodgers. 4:10 left here in the fourth as the pass inside to Stark. He puts a little left-hand jump hook, and Mike Stark gets his 6th point of the game. 59-34. 4 minutes remaining is Martin in the lane. Passing it to Parker Haig. Back to Martin. Back up on the left wing side to Reynolds. In the lane. Running one-hander, and he puts it in. Nice drive by Reynolds, elevating himself. 17 points for him. 61-34 lead for the Dodgers. Here on the right wing side with it is Salzman. Salzman in the right corner. Now 5 seconds. Yep. Held it for 5 seconds and had the defense on him. Never got rid of it. And so Dodgers get the ball back on the turnover. 27-point lead for the Dodgers as Martin has it. Cross-court pass to Holbert on the right angle. Holbert back on top to McGraw. McGraw to Holbert in the right corner. Holbert gets around one man, gets around two, goes all the way baseline, stops. Instead, he feeds it back out high to Reynolds, and in the lane, 3 seconds. Going to be the call against Dodgeville. Now, Brandon Knox is going to come into the game here for the Dodgers and to replace Jeremy Martin. So Martin heads to the bench, 9 points for him. And a 61-34 lead for the Dodgers and 3:10 remaining here in this ball game. Platteville Hillman, their record this year 6-13 overall, 4-8 in the Swell Conference. There's a long jumper by Bergman off the iron, no good. Bergman gets a long rebound back as it's deflected back to him. They go to Clint Steele now, right baseline. Passes almost stolen by Knox as he deflects out of bounds. Right now, the Dodgers are going to bring in Kyle Anderson into the ball game to replace Kevin McGraw. And Kyle Anderson getting his first look as he's been brought up from the JV squad. As they give the ball off to Quam. To the top of the key. Here's a jump shot taken. Three-pointer try, no good. Inside rebound by Steele is up and good. So Clint Steele gets his 4th point. Off the missed shot by Ryan Morin. 2:26 and counting. 61-36 lead for the Dodgers. Holbert passing it at the high post to Knox. Knox gets away from the defense. Back off to Reynolds. Reynolds goes all the way to the basket. Running left-hander is good. So Reynolds now with 19 points in the game. 63-36. Here's a jump shot blocked by Reynolds. Salzman tried a jump shot. Now Bergman tries a shot, and he traveled with it before he put the shot up. Well, you look at the Platteville players. I mean, there's just a couple of them are playing their final game. Very young team. Kevin Haney is on the bench. David Quam, a senior. And also Dave Bergman, a senior. Minute 45 is a drive to the basket by Knox, and he gets a foul. Somebody gets a hold of his arm, and he'll be going to the free throw line to shoot some free throws as the foul will be called on David Quam, his second foul. Off the line will be Brandon Knox. Still not on the scoreboard yet for him. Got an opportunity now to put something on the board. First free throw off the back iron, no good. Kevin McGraw comes into the game for the Dodgers in to replace Carl Reynolds. As Knox trying for his second free throw now. It's up. It's no good. And there's the rebound by Clint Steele. So Platteville into the forecourt now with a minute 40 left in the ball game, and the big lead for the Dodgers at 63-36. With it up on the left angle is Ostendorf. Gets out to Morin. Here's a shot in the lane taken off the backboard, no good by Quam. And the rebound brought down by McGraw. So McGraw will get into the forecourt. Dodgers play on Thursday night. Here's the pass back to Holbert for 15-footer. Yes! Cody Holbert's on the scoreboard with a deuce. 65-36, a minute 10 remaining. There's a drive to the basket, and a foul will be called on the drive. Called against Dodgeville on the reach-in. And who's going to get the whistle? Foul on the Dodgers is Parker Haig. So Haig will get the first foul for him. And Coach Merrill Brunson will now send in Kevin Haney, the senior. He's going to get a chance to play the final minute 6 in this ball game. As the ball's inbound to Quam, he puts a shot up and good. So David Quam gets his first 2 points of the game. As now less than a minute left in this contest. McGraw with the ball for the Dodgers. McGraw gets away from the defender. Bergman. Now Bergman tries to make a steal. And a whistle is going to be slowing that play up. They're going to call a foul on Bergman. So Bergman gets his second foul. And going to shoot the bonus. 7th team foul, so going to the free throw line will be Kevin McGraw. 51.1 seconds left, so the Dodgers move ahead to Thursday. Now, whether they play here in Dodgeville or on the road is all up to the next game that's being played across from them. That's the McFarland-Lancaster game as McGraw makes the first free throw. If McFarland wins that game against Lancaster, Thursday's game will be at McFarland. If Lancaster wins, the game is here at Dodgeville. Gets a little confusing, but, well, we'll figure it out. Here's Haney with a shot at the, tries to bank it off the backboard, no good. Trying for a three-point basket. Trying to get the senior some points here in his last go-around. Here's McGraw to Knox in the lane. Oh, tough shot, puts it up and in. Tough shot by Brandon Knox. Gets his first 2 of the game, 69-38 lead for the Dodgers. And time ticking down with 20 seconds. Haney in the lane draws a foul. And the foul going to be whistled down against the Dodgers. And that foul on Kevin McGraw, his first foul. And going to the free throw line will be Kevin Haney. Senior, closing out his playing career, and his first free throw's up and good. So Kevin Haney with a point on the board. 69-39, try for another. And it hits the front iron, no good. Ball loose on the floor, last touch by Dodgeville, apparently. So Platteville will get it again here underneath their own basket with 17.5 seconds left. Stay tuned. We'll have the Culver's scoreboard coming your way of other games around the area. Here's the pass up on top. Here's Quam with a three ball. It won't go. Rebounds brought down by Haig. 10 seconds left on the fly to Holbert. Holbert will back it out for three. That's no good. And the rebound run down there by Ostendorf. Ostendorf with a long shot at the buzzer as the game will end. Final score, Dodgeville 69, Platteville 39. When we return, we'll run through the scoring in this game right after this 3-minute break. You're listening to High School Sports on D99.3.